The Maestro.
Dirty.
Shots!
Why?
This is good. Let it go.
How about you hold it?
There's a lady in the weedy.
Yo, welcome to my dirty yards. How you doing, fam? Great. Another great tournament again this week with the Hardwood Hustle. Learned a lot about a bunch of teams. Learned how some teams can play from deficits. No problem, no issue, no big deal. We saw that with Philadelphia being behind early, be able to work themselves back into the game. We saw in the championship game, G5 being controlled for nearly the entirety of the game until we got to what? The very end. Philadelphia stayed in their principles, were able to put it out behind the play of Salamanca, the Salamander as we call him. But also the other team, the other players around him, the great defense and then offense by Tony Henderson and what the work we saw between Jay Mills and the like, right? Deuce Turner. Everybody scored when they were supposed to score, how they're supposed to score, but also got in on the defensive side. On the other side, G5 with their work, right? Mazi Chang, selective in his defensive strength and what he was able to do. I was able to put the team on his back when they needed it. Defensively, it didn't always turn into points, which what they needed, but Emil Griffith was the solid rock all throughout the day. And what did he do? As he went, so did the team go. When he got into a cold spell toward the end of the game because he wasn't getting any help, guess what? That's what gave Philadelphia their opportunity to move forward. We saw a lot of things and oddities of the day. The first game, we saw a team go 19 for 40 from three-point range. It's interesting because Marsh and I talked about this in one of the earlier SimWorld Today episodes, right? So they go 19 for 40 from three-point land. The other team, Bad Boys, go 1 for 14. And guess what? Philadelphia, the team 19 for 40, they win 92-71. We also saw a game where Oceana in their first game against Philadelphia, they lost by 8, but that was only after scoring a 9-point first quarter. They will hustle themselves back into the game. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of not give up. That's a lot of what you want to see a team do. And guess what? They almost had a chance to pull that game out. We saw another case where the team, G5, the ultimate winner of the day, had a game where they had 17 turnovers and only forced 9 turnovers. But because they were able to capitalize on every possession where they did not turn the ball over, what does that mean? They were able to pull out a 10-point win against the AT Aliens, who had another really hard day, 2 direct losses. I'm sure they're looking at that. I'm sure they're trying to figure out exactly where things went sideways. That's 2 tournaments in a row where they did not perform the way we think they can perform. And it'd be one thing that if those performances were sort of, you saw some good stuff and then some bad stuff kind of happened. But in both games, they tended to not be in the game at all. And that's very, 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 very difficult to kind of hang in. G5 in their semifinal game got off to a 20-point lead in the first quarter, 20-0. As a matter of fact, Bad Boys didn't even score until 7 minutes into the game. 7 minutes into the game when they got their first 2. But guess what? Bad Boys stayed with it, fought up, and look, we ended up having an 8-point victory for G5. But it shows you that no matter how a team might get out, no matter how they might start, you don't give up on what's going on with that team, right? They're going to find a way to go back. Again, highlights on the Salamander, what he was able to do today. Emil Griffin on the other side. A lot of players throughout the day really showed themselves to be very strong game. It is interesting to see what's going to happen now as we see most of the teams who actually had the victories today do the one thing that you want to see happen. Every possession that they had the ball, they were able to take a shot. And the teams who had bad possessions, who didn't capitalize off taking a shot with the initial possession or the rebounds, not so good a day. And that's how this tournament played out. What did you see? Holla at your boy. What you want to talk about, how you want to talk about it, when you want to talk about it. What do you think helped turn the tournament this weekend? What other players that I did not mention that you saw that really stood out to you? What other games stood out to you that you thought were really what they were supposed to be? You know the deal, busy weekend, getting ready for Christmas, Hana, Kwanzaa, So everybody's doing their thing. Hopefully everybody's being safe and being good. You know the deal, holla at your boy. And no matter what, never let Jason Bourne borrow your car.
Oh, wait, you want me to read?
Thank you again for checking out the Maestro's Dirty
Shorts.
Is it last call? Oh. Have you seen my glasses?
Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind.
The Maestro. Dirty.